One of the biggest things that I do eat as a snack is, and I'm kind of addicted to, is almond butter. I know a lot of kids eat peanut butter. Peanuts are not as good for your body. You don't digest them as well. They're one of the most toxic nuts you can eat. They're sprayed with pesticides more than any other nut that you'll buy. So I try to stay away from peanuts, but I either make my own almond butter or Reese's now. If you live down south, the Reese's down south has fresh almond butter. Whole Foods up north has fresh almond butter. Sprouts will have fresh almond butter if you live down south. But that is a great snack, and the kids love almond butter. Every kid that I've ever, because I teach a ton of kids, and they all want to eat my snacks when they're taking their lessons. So that's a really good.
I will vouch for that because I was like, yeah, right, whatever. But with the kids, and then it's Maggie cake with granola and almond butter, they're like,
Yeah, the kids love that kind of stuff. Yeah. The fresh, like it is literally like you go and you put a tub underneath and you hit the on button and it freshly does it. They have it at Reese's. You can make your own too, but it's easier to do it that way. They have it at Reese's down south and Bixby, like the one at 100.
The far right
you
side.
Go in, you go past the veggies and around the corner, right there where the nuts are. Yep, it's the far one to the right. Awesome.
You know about this.
Yeah. Apple, celery, anything. Yeah, anything. I make apple ice cream, that kind of stuff. Another thing that we can talk about, which is perfect for today, is eating out. I know. Should have done this before we ordered. I know. But I do eat at Mexican restaurants. I just already made my lunch today and it's at home. So, do what? I didn't want food in my teeth, exactly. But you can eat anywhere, and everybody wants to eat out. It drives me crazy when people say, oh, well, I'm on a diet, I can't go out. Or I can't drink, or I can't do this, or I can't. You can do whatever you want, as long as everything's in moderation, you know? I think it's learning how to order when you go places. It makes a huge difference. So, like, number one, ordering salads. A lot of people order salads, and then they pile on the dressing, and pile on all the cheese, and pile on everything. And that's just as bad as ordering anything else. So, I would say when you order a salad, order the dressing on the side. A great tip I always tell people, I don't use salad dressing just because I've eaten without it forever, but a lot of people love salad dressing. But a good tip is to dip your fork in the salad dressing and then eat, so you're not eating a ton. Order your stuff to be baked or grilled instead of fried, poached, anything like that. And I always tell them only do it in olive oil. Or some restaurants I'll even say do it without olive oil, no butter, no nothing, and then they end up doing it with olive oil. So, I would it's just specifying. And I think probably the biggest concern I hear is, well, I'm going out with some friends and I don't want them to think I'm crazy. Okay. Well, my friends all think I'm crazy, and I'm still okay with it because every time we go out to eat somewhere, I am very specific on, what's the source of this, where did it come from, and this is how I want it cooked. My feeling is if you're paying for it, you might as well get it how you want it. Okay. I like going out to eat. I try to go out to eat at least twice a week because I think it's important to go out and eat with friends and whoever, family, whatever. But it's just important on where you go, that kind of thing. And there's some other eating out tips. I won't go into every single thing, but just different things to order instead of other things kind of gives you some alternatives, definitely in the process. So now to the good part. I love sweets. I've always been a sweet eater. I'm not a huge, big chocolate eater, but I love baked goods. That was probably one of my hardest things when I eat no flour. No wheat flour, no nothing flour. Okay, so it's finding alternatives to make those still sweet treats, and most of them actually turn out pretty good, even though you think they don't. I know. People don't think that they're... I know. That's the first thing you'll be like, oh, these are really healthy, and they're like, oh, I don't want it. You know, but then once they taste them, and then they're like, oh, well, these are really good. So I brought some cookies for everyone to try, and the recipe I did put on here. And it was funny because she was like, yeah, they have to have flour. And I was like, nope, they don't have any flour. Just almond butter, honey, egg, baking soda, sea salt, and dark chocolate. That's it. So, and they taste like real cookies. So, I'll pass some of those around. But before I do that, is there any questions that anybody has? Yeah.
Okay, we are big pasta eaters.
Uh-huh.
It's fast.
Mm-hmm.
What would you suggest to substitute instead of pasta?
That is a great question. Actually, last night I had chicken pesto pasta, which is a new recipe I came up with last week. And I used zucchini, and I sliced it into, like, looks like noodles. And then I made a pesto. I like my pesto with pistachios. But I just made a quick pesto. I know. But it, literally the whole meal.
This sounds nothing quite to me.
I know it's on the website. That recipe's on the website, and it's and then I just sliced zucchini, put it in the skillet, made it a little soft, put the pesto in, put grilled chicken that I already had cooked in there with it, mixed it up, perfect.
So not even like a whole wheat pasta.
I get like whole wheat sometimes, and he's like,
I did that, and it didn't help me. I mean, I still felt tired and groggy. I mean, gluten in your body just doesn't metabolize well, and you know, I mean,
no.
Do you do quinoa?
I don't.
No. So you still rank that in the pasta family and don't?
I do, because it makes me feel the same way. And I think it's trial and error for you. I mean, I would never tell anybody, like, you have to eat exactly what I eat. I think that's dumb. Everybody's different, but I think it's finding what works for you. If you go eat, you know, donuts, do you feel bad? Or do you feel energetic, you know? Or if you go eat a healthy sandwich compared to eating a salad or grilled chicken, you know, you just kind of have to feel out how you feel.
You said something about drinking. Joni made me ask you.
I love it.
What alcohol do you recommend for not
I love it.
like beers out?
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like
my
something
one
turning
biggest
bad.
cheat is every once in a while I'll have a beer, because I love Blue Moon. It's my favorite beer. But I try to stay away from it as much as possible. And I don't drink a lot, but I usually have gimlets. That's my one, and I usually get vodka with fresh lime juice. So it's a vodka with fresh lime juice and club soda. Or something like that. But I mean, it's just trying to. I mean, like that. Jason and I could go have gimlets. But I think it's just light and dark doesn't matter. I mean, if you're drinking, you're drinking. You know, get what you want. I mean, it's not like that. I mean, I wouldn't have like 10 margaritas a week or anything. That might affect it. Or lots of wine is really high in sugar. So, I mean, if you're drinking, you know, a lot of wine, I used to drink a lot of wine. I mean, I was the girl that went to Napa every year, and we did the whole 9 yards. But yeah, wine will be a killer. Yeah, lots of sugar. And, you know, and as a lot of people do ask me, do what?
I said I could nap, and I was like, no wonder I like wine. They have palate of sugar.
I know. Well, I was just saying, I went to Napa like 5 or 6 times, and I love Napa, but I don't drink wine as much anymore. Every once in a while. Yeah, it's tons of sugar. And it makes you, like, when you don't eat a lot of sugar, and then you drink, like, I'll drink, like, a glass of wine, I'm like, woo! Like, the sugar is just insane. So.
Is it more in red or white or both?
Both. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It is. I mean, it's about the same with
Maybe
both.
you drink a skinny girl margarita or
Yeah, I make margaritas at home, skinny. Yeah, with all fresh, everything fresh. Yeah, and I make Bloody Marys fresh. And I mean, it's just, you know, finding things that you like that are good. Yeah, But if you go and order a big margarita, you know, every day it's a lot of sugar. You know, I'll put it up tonight for you. I'll put it up there. Yeah, definitely. That's a good one. Yes. Any other questions?
Okay, do you do organic meat? Or you use
I do. I actually buy most of my meat from the there's a meat market on Utica and 4th Street. It's called Natural Farms. No, go. They're super nice. Yeah, they're super nice. It's not the best part of town. But they do have great organic chicken, that kind of stuff. If I'm in a pinch, I just make sure it's right. Like, I use grass-fed beef. I use organic chicken. I use cage-free eggs. I use, that kind of stuff. I think the meats is really where you need to focus
More than the vegetables.
More than the vegetables. Yeah. I'm not as big on the organic. I mean, there's certain things like raspberries you should buy organic because lots of pesticides. Strawberries you should buy organic because they're pesticides. Peaches, pears, but really, I mean, you can buy a lot of stuff normal. You don't have to buy a lot of organic. Everything, in my opinion. So, but any other questions?
They had some questions.
Oh, okay. I'll go
She
over.
was going to raise her hand and she was like,
I love it.
Okay, so this is the networking social time. This is time you're going to get your cards out. If you don't have a card, you're going to introduce yourself. This is also social networking time, so get out your